to zeckFelms again because I'm bored.
If the elevator cable breaks, many people might think jumping at the last moment can save your life. But that's not actually the case.
Yeah.
You see,
What the
the
heck?
only possible way to survive is to lie on the floor to distribute the impact force. But
Yes,
if you put a random fat guy in the shaft on the
Wait,
first
what
floor,
the?
elevator bounces can often and If the
What?
elevator cable, when this little boy jumped onto the track, the race had already.
What did I just say?
This little boy jumped onto
Oh
the
no.
track, the race had already started, and the runners were about to cross the finish line. When one of the runners noticed the child, it was too late, but he managed to jump over.
What? Okay.
When Dr. Doom stops Thor's Stormbreaker with one hand, the figure beneath the armor could actually be a Doombot. A reinforced vibranium skeleton spreads the impact through its body, while motors inside the joints lock its arm in place. Eventually, he will transform in Dr. Goon and start. When Dr. Doom stops, start by closing one nostril with your thumb. Then use the index finger of your other hand to push the boogers all the way in as if it was a muscle. Next, take a deep breath and blow all the air out through your nose.
Fart
This
it
will quickly
instead of
clear your
blowing
nose
it?
of boogers. Finally, you can add gunpowder to shoot at your friend.
What?
Start. Spread your legs and bend on your knees when playing Pa Adele. This
What?
will increase your mobility and flexibility. Then bend the racket 70 degrees and serve the ball with power. It will bounce off
Yes,
the ground and
yes.
off the glass with a certain effect. If your opponent manages to catch the ball just before you hit it, replace it with an MK2 pineapple grenade. Spread your legs
There's no
and bend on
pineapple,
your
there's
knees when playing.
grenade.
They throw a grenade at you during your date with your ugly water heater. Suddenly, you wake up with a morning wood and hit the grenade like a baseball, thinking you're going to hit a home run.
What?
No, the impact from your bat will set off the grenade. The best thing to do in this situation is to take those 300 pounds and move her with a bulldozer onto the grenade. That way, the explosion will be contained, but she'll probably have explosive acid diarrhea.
Speed bumps are dangerous for all drivers, even those who respect speed limits. So, engineers have invented a new safety system. You see, if you drive within the speed limit, the camera monitors your speed. But if you exceed the limit by even 1 mile per hour, the safety system activates. Speed bumps.
What?
Hold on tight with both hands and move your hips slightly
Oh,
forward before the first
that
ring.
my
Then,
God.
when the mechanical pull moves back. When
Oh.
it moves backward, you move forward. You see,
Yes.
this technique was used by real
Yes,
cowboys in the
one
Wild
of the
West.
speaking
But if the
fans
operator
of
increases
my
the speed to the
Italian.
maximum. Hold
Hey,
on.
yo.
The shrimp is placed on a scorching hot griddle, then is coated with a thin layer of rice batter, and finally pressed with a hydraulic press at extremely high pressure. You see, this Japanese recipe uses high pressure to combine the shrimp with the batter and cook it in less than a minute. Finally, you'll
Less
have
than a
an
minute?
ultra-thin, crispy wafer with a shrimp flavor.
What?
When the Statue of Liberty is moved to another location, it is always transported on a
After that, you
massive
tap
truck.
this way.
The route is
Like this.
carefully planned to avoid bridges along the way, because if they were to drive under a
Oh,
bridge,
yes,
the
yes,
statue would
yes, yes.
When the statue
Sürekli geğirir.
The scammer starts by shuffling 3 shells and immediately shows you which one contains the ball.
So,
Then he'll ask you to
yes.
follow it and start to shuffle them again. But while he's doing that, he'll move the ball from one shell to another with a quick movement that you won't see. Finally, he asks you which shell the ball's hidden. To win, all you have to do is pull out an MK44. The scammers always start from a corner tooth. This gives you more chances of winning. After your opponent's turn, use the flat pad of your finger to gently test the tension of a tooth before a full press. Remember to avoid pressing the adjacent teeth or the one directly opposite the known sore tooth on the upper or lower. Now, if your opponent keeps going until you're left with just the last 3 teeth, simply take a real explosive acid crop. Always start from a corner. If you drink seawater while lost in the sea, you most likely die by dehydration.
Yes,
Because
do
seawater
it.
contains an
Let's
extreme
see some
concentration of
wait,
salt, your kidneys will not be
what?
able to process
Sorry.
it, meaning you will need far more fresh water to flush out the excess sodium, leading to fatal dehydration.
Yes.
But if you decide to drink a whole liter at once, a pirate's boat will attack you and Jack Sparrow scratches you. If you drink, super mega hearing is
What was
10,000
that
times
laugh
more sensitive
for?
than a human. And this allows him to track danger from miles away. Ooh, my God. I really would like to get a big
Zick,
kebab
Zick,
shawarma.
Zick.
Super mega.
Oppa Gangnam Style.
Place the wine bottle inside your shoe if you don't have a. Then start rhythmically hitting the wall with the sole. This will allow you to open the wine bottle even without the corkscrew. And the inertia of the liquid will gradually push the cork out without damaging the glass.
Yeah.
But if this still doesn't work, just take your grandma and hit. Place the wine bottle in. Police officers enter the hotel room, shocked of what they saw. A man was folded in half in the room, trying to give himself a skibbity hob. So the police contact a pathologist, who unfolded the man and revealed it was Marilyn Manson. And the story went viral, making people protest in support of Marilyn Manson, removing their ribs and folding each other too.
Wow.
Police officers.
Army, go! Place an ultra-thin thread to the yo-yo and attach it with a slip knot to your middle finger, guiding it in the air. Then, to bring it back, flip your hand and give a small tug to catch it, mastering the spring at the bottom. And this lets you perform impossible tricks.
This sounds exactly for
Place an. If you accidentally lose a finger playing with your friend, put it in a bag of ice and rush to the hospital. You see, cold ice slows tissue damage and stops the bleeding, so the doctor can get your finger and add GoPro to it. Then he place it in your.
But that's so slow.
When you scratch the
Holy shit, what? Let me.
bites, you smear the saliva on the tissues around, causing even more swelling. Moreover, you put bacteria into the open wound with your nails, causing serious infection. So next time you see a mosquito on your arm, you can simply take it and. If you stomp on a spider, you might end up releasing a swarm of hundreds of babies all at once. Then they will gather in the shape of a swarm.
Ulcerate, valuable, holy, sheep that accelerates fast.
Ow. He shoved the mascot aside to take a man-of-the-match picture, making sure he got all of the attention. The other football players who won the award refused to take the picture with him, but when Ronaldo received the same prize and invited the mascot to take a photo with him, allowing him to remove his mask, and it was I show speed. He shoved the young mother drinks a lot of matcha tea. Could the milk come out green? You see, breast milk is composed of 90% water. The rest is made up of lactose, fat, and protein, and it makes the newborn strong. So if the mom eats seafood, explosive, the baby could become a Gula Mohammed Salud. If the young mother drinks If a flood is coming to your neighborhood, use long pipes with water in your front yard and add more tubes until your entire house is surrounded, making it impossible for water to flow. As the water rush into the neighborhood, your house will stand still. But don't forget to disconnect the tubes from the sewer tap, because when a Dorito if a the child's foot size was too large and no regular shoe size would fit him. But Shaquille O'Neal saw his story on TikTok and invited him to a store to buy large-sized invited him to a store to buy story on Stickstock and invited him to a store to buy large-sized shoes. When they went to the store, Shaq handed him a brand new Nike shoebox, making the boy happy. And as he opened it, the child's foot. Start by taking the center circles first. This gives you more maneuverability at the beginning. Then keep a low center of gravity. Bend your knees and your opponent's ass to increase your chance of winning. But if your opponent tries to push you, shift your weight. Start by holding the If you swallow a magnet, most people think it will attract more gold rings to steal them through your stomach. You see, if you swallow several magnets, this can cause dangerous tissue compression and lead to critical internal organ damage. However, if you swallow a powerful neodymium magnet, your body will turn into a super. If you
One last zeckFelms video.
Iron Bolt. He jumped into the DeLorean to travel back in time to touch himself as a child.
Touch himself as a.
Welcome to Castle.
Voice actor. So funny that voice actor couldn't even say what the title was saying.
Give me the zook. Joy. Did you
What?
know that
It always starts by controlling the hotspots and trying to occupy
Hots,
triple
not
word score
spots.
cells. This will almost guarantee your winning. But never just chase long words. You see, placing high-value letters like Q or Z on these cells can net you
Jack,
over 50 points
what?
in a single
That's
move,
not
even
even
with a three-letter word. But if your opponent is still ahead, pull out a Polish WZ. Always starts. If a chicken eats charcoal, will it lay black eggs later? You see, eggshell color is genetically predetermined and is formed in the oviduct just hours before the egg is laid. Generally, the color depends on the color of the chicken's feathers. Darker chickens lay brown eggs, and lighter ones lay white eggs. However, if the chicken eats crossbones, if a chicken,
What
soldiers
the
would intentionally make small holes in the
heck?
ground to listen for
Yeah.
enemies underground.
It's
You see, enemy forces often dug tunnels and planted explosives beneath their trenches. This was a very dangerous practice because enemies always. U.S.
What are the comments of this? Both are gooning underground?
He pressed all buttons in the elevator using his child face to stop
What
on
is the
every floor in
fucking
the building.
sound?
You see, his
That's all
kid
right.
wanted to find a secret combination of buttons that will break down the lift, but the elevator control system is programmed to miss such a command because it leads to overload of relays and brake pads. However, if you press this secret combination, it will bring you. Ooh, he pressed all.
Okay, that's enough of zeckFelms. I'm in zeckFelms. Come on, put on zeckFelms. Well, I now I don't know what 2 plus 2 is now because I lost some of my brain cells.